Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, folks. Michael Zuber, one rental at a time. I want to do this quick recording this Saturday morning to talk about housing crash, when it might happen. If you don't know anything about my story, One Rental at a Time, that little book right there, I successfully got out of single family home before the last housing crash. How did I do it? How did I know the market was going to crash? Did I know the market was going to crash? I believe there are indicators. In fact, I believe there is one indicator, one metric that you must track. It is my red, yellow, green indicator. Red means get out. Yellow means we're in trouble, liquidate some of your dogs. And green means you are safe. What I'm about to show you is for my market of Fresno, California. I'm going to cite the sources of where this data came from. And lastly, lots of you are going to say, Michael, can you help me do this for my market? The answer is no. I'm not going to do it for your market. I will show you how I collected the data for my market. I will then recommend you go to Google and try to build it yourself. I will not be doing this for you. So again, when is there going to be a housing crash? We can answer that question with one simple metric. Let me pull it up. So here we go. So hopefully you can see that. We will make this a little bit bigger. So again, when will single family when crashes occur? Wow, that's horribly written. But anyways, when is the crash coming? First, high prices does not mean housing crash is near. How many videos have you seen on YouTube where somebody points at a chart and says, see, the price is high, it's going to crash? No. Rising interest rates does not mean a housing crash is near. Go back and look at the 1980s where interest rates doubled. Housing crash, housing never went negative. How can that be possible? How can interest rates double and housing not crash? Because interest rates is not a metric all by itself. Too many people think there are one metric that means a housing crash is going to occur. Wanting a home does not equal demand. You must want and have the capacity to buy. That is something you learn in Economics 101. We all want Ferraris or Lamborghinis as an example, but we do not have the capacity to buy it. Hence, we do not count as demand. Wanting and capacity to pay equals demand, right? You can get a loan, you can get approval, you have the cash. Price, rates, and income make up affordability. If you don't know by now, let me tell you that we live in a payment-based society. Buy now, pay later, credit cards, car payments, student loans, and yes, housing. Consumers and investors move in huge waves, and you all chase bubbles. Herd mentality is real. Is there an early indicator of trouble? Yes, I believe there is, and we are going to look at it together. We're going to break it down and just put it all out there. And again, a lot of you are going to say, this is amazing data for Fresno, California. Can you do my market? The answer is no. I'm not going to do your market. You must do your market. And again, I will cite my sources on the last page of this PowerPoint, so maybe it will help you find yours. So here we go. So this is Fresno, California, all the way back to December of 1991. What I've done here is I've gotten December data for each year since 1991 or Q4 data. What happened is right around, where did it change? So right around 2001, you can see here where my cursor is at the bottom. It went from December 00, which is December 2000, to December went to 2001.4. That's Q4 of 2001. So the data used to be reported monthly and then it flipped quarterly. That's what happened here. But these are prices. Fresno, California, median price. Look at that, from 91 to about 98, pretty flat. Then in 98, prices started going up and they went up quite fast. Peaking right around Q4 of 2005. We got out. If you read my book, One Rental at a Time, that little book right there, we got out right before this peak. And we'll talk about how we did that. And then look at that. We were doing a lot of buying in 2010 and 11. But hey, look, housing now is at almost 350 grand in Fresno. It must crash. My answer is, why must it crash? That means nothing. The price means very little. Okay, great. Wow, what is this chart? Well, this is housing affordability. Remember that price peaked. When did it peak? 2005. Look at that right here. 2005 Q4, it peaked. Housing affordability crashed Q4 of 2004. So again, for most of the time, housing affordability in Fresno was over 50%. Remember the boring chart up here? Boring prices. Affordability was pretty boring. And then it started to go down as prices accelerated. This is why I tell you in my market that 20% is a red flag. I get nervous at 25%. It was 25% in 2003 Q4. And it went all the way down to right around 2005-ish. 2005 was a low in affordability. Was it a low or a high in price? Let's go see. Nope, it still had some room to run. Had another year. What this chart means is only 1 in 5 people can afford the house here, where 1 in 2 could afford it up here. Right? This is all funny money. We were basically squeezing and taking people that should get no answers and saying yes. And then what happened? It reversed and went all the way to 70% in 2010. That's an unheard of affordability level. 2010 prices were, all the way back down here at 150. They were roughly cut in half and they went around. So here are the charts layered together. Orange is affordability. Gray is price. So you can see here, right? We're at about 40% affordability in Fresno. We have been there before a couple of times. This could go lower. If it continues to go down, price will go up even more. And again, affordability is price and interest rates and income. Is income going up? Yes. Is rates going up? Yes. Is prices going up? Yes. But what are they doing together? I, again, only get nervous. I get nervous at 25 and I will sell everything at 20. Because again, what that tells me is we're really close to a peak. But the floor in affordability is before the peak in prices. So right now we're still affordable. Roughly 4 in 10 people can still buy. I only get nervous when 2 in 10. So we still have some room. Again, the data for me came from 2 places. First, if you're not looking at stlouisfed.org, they have amazing housing data. This is the link for Fresno data. And then in California, I'm sorry, this is for price. And then California Association of Realtors, CAR, does it for, does affordability for every California county. So if I was looking out of state, I would look up your state's Realtor Association. So again, those are my sources. So again, to me, it's not price, it's not interest rate, it's affordability. When affordability crashes, price is near a peak. And again, realize that they're offset. The affordability went down first and price peaked about a year later. That's what I'm looking for. This is why we sold here. And oh, by the way, prices went up for about another year. So again, as I talk about in my book, don't talk about price. Don't talk about interest rates. Talk about affordability. It's price, interest rates, and wages make this go. So hopefully that makes sense. Let me know if you have any questions. I just wanted to record this video because I finally put that chart together. Affordability drives crash. So when is there a housing crash? When affordability is under 20% in my market, because that means there's no buyers left. No buyers. Right now, it's still double that. We're still in a healthy market. It could get unhealthy. Rates double, prices go up 20%, wages fall, but it is those three variables: wages, rates, and price. It are those three things that drive affordability. Take care. Hope you enjoyed that. Thanks.